Saturday night, I decided to come out for 3.5, 4 hours. Left about 7. I said, wow, it's such a peaceful, beautiful evening. It's very quiet. Places that are usually slamming, there are hardly any cars around. Italian ices and Carvels are busy. I just did 4 on Uber. I picked up a double order, and when I got, one was a Wantagh drop-off, and the other one was Levittown, just over Hempstead Turnpike. So you have a general idea where I am if you're familiar with the area. I walk up to the door, and the woman goes, hello. She goes, do you deliver to Baldwin? I was like, well, you know, I don't work for the restaurant. I work for a nap. She goes, I know. Do they deliver to Baldwin? I said, well, yeah, ma'am. Yeah, they'll deliver to Baldwin. She was like, no, now. Will you deliver to Baldwin? She put in the wrong address. No. She was like, what? Why not? I'm in the middle of a double order. No. But she put the wrong address. I just can't believe someone really thought that they would stop everything to deliver an ice cream to a place towns away. Now, somebody put the wrong address. Oh, it's a few blocks away. That's happened many times. I've worked with people. Okay, you know what? Not even discuss it with them. Drop it off. Go back past the drop-off, because if you're not at the location, sometimes you can't swipe delivered because the app is tracking you. So I would just get closer to the original address, but that's not asking much. It happens. You know, that's happened many times. But Wantagh to Baldwin, and then she stood there. She was like, why not? And I was like, have a good night. And I walked away. She goes, I'm getting her on the phone. And I got my car and drove away. I mean, what's that going to do? I'm getting her on the phone, and then I hear her talking. She was a Spanish woman that spoke half English. She was like, why not? I was like, you know, bueno noches. I walked away saying many things under my breath. Like, she actually, I mean, she stood there. She goes, I get her on the phone now. And she was like, you are delivering this. I was like, no, I'm not. Keep your tip and have a good night. Are you serious? People are out of their minds. It's Sunday night. I left the house a little before 5, got home at 9. I completed a few shop and deliveries, very local, one town away, and ships. And I completed 3 Grubhubs, real local. I drove 40.3 miles. And not every offer is worth taking. They were both American. I'm not going to use the store's name. But I accepted one that paid $17.60, where they were both available at the same time, and the delivery window at the same time. And the other one, on the other side of town, I think it was 22 something. And I didn't take the higher paying one. They were both Merrick pickup, Merrick drop-offs. It's because Sunday night, 7:30, I know that store is going to be wiped out. That store is a mess. It's not one of the stores that are organized. That's why I'm not using the name. In my market, during the week and different times of day, oh yeah, they're pretty much stocked. But it's a no-frills kind of place. I said, I'm not going to take it. I'll take the one that pays a little less and go to that side of town. And I found everything, no problem. I knew they would be stocked, even though it was Sunday night. So not every offer is worth taking. Now, I'm really happy I made that decision. And why is that? Because that decision got me a $22 tip. A $22 tip. And I didn't have to go far. It was very local. It was quiet. I stayed near home. I just went out for 4 hours. Just because one job is paying more than the other, and the higher paying one, not only, I just had a gut feeling that they're not going to have anything in stock. It'll be a mess. It had 2 cases of water. Now, I'm not saying, no, maybe they would have given me $20, you know, but I'm happy I took the one that paid a little less. It was no hassle. I enjoyed the shop. It was a nice, local, easy drop-off, and they gave me a $22 tip. That's a good deal. I'm in a King Cullen. I accepted an Uber Eats shop and delivery, King Cullen in Massapequa, and right now, Uber was added to the King Cullen website in the past year as an option, you know, for customers to get shop and delivery service. So this is telling me replace with a similar item. Then it's telling me purchase a replacement unless the customer asks for something else. So I'm going to say I found this item, and I believe they wanted 3. So I'm going to tap it. They really want the cherry, but the app is telling me get the strawberry. Here we go with the blueberry. What another thing I don't like about this, I found the item. They're not telling me to scan it. Any of the products, they're not telling me to scan the UPC code. So I'll click done. That's how it's done right now. I'm noticing I'm not scanning the UPC code for confirmation of the product. They have to fix that, because that probably scanning the UPC is like copy and paste. There's less room for error. Review the order, and I said, oh, that'll be a quick one, because it's not the highest payout, but it's over $10. And I said, I'll do it quick. I was down the street because I did a decent payout for Uber Eats delivery. So I just asked one of the workers, and they don't have a gluten-free area anymore, like a specific section. Now there's a gluten-free, spot where the original products are, like in the aisle. Like I need gluten-free cookies. They weren't in the aisle. And some other things, gluten-free, the bread. They're not in the aisle, but they would have been in the old section. I haven't been here in a while. Oh my God. They're making it harder. It's always the ones you think are gonna be the easiest. And I'm walking a big store. Now I gotta learn how they moved everything around again. Now I'm going to remove this because I just went up to customer service because I'm walking the store and I don't see the gluten-free area. They said this would be with the cookies, and they don't hold. They said many of the gluten-free things they don't hold anymore. Things have changed. So I know they're not in the aisle because I looked 3 times. So I'm going to remove this from order. And what I'm looking for now is this bread.
Last aisle on your right.
Thank you. And they said it might be in the frozen section next to that E.T. Ziki bread. And I know that one's frozen, so I'll look in the bread aisle like the manager just told me to do, which I have already. But I will also look in the frozen aisle because now I have to learn the store again. Okay, this is confusing. I went up to the customer service for assistance. I had to. I found the bread. They don't have those cookies. So, frozen pizza or frozen breakfast. You see that category? So I'll look in frozen breakfast too, which I know they have gluten-free sections, but I guess not anymore. See, here we go again. It's telling me to replace it with this item. Purchase the replacement unless the customer asks for something else. Replace with a similar item. Well, they have Udis, gluten-free, crispy, thin crust pizza. And they also have another one next to it. Oh, I'm going to contact the customer on this one because, DiGiorno rising crust is very doughy and heavy and definitely not gluten-free, Here we go. I did reach out. I told them no gluten-free pizza in DiGiorno. the store has Udis or Against the Grain gluten-free. She wrote back, Udis would be great, thank you, but I can't send a picture. Today's Monday, and earlier today I completed 2 Ubers. Then I had a full morning before I completed those 2 Ubers. I'm a true entrepreneur. Then I went to the park and I worked online. I really organized, actually. I cleaned out my computer. It had to be done. It was a beautiful day. I didn't have to think so hard, but I had to complete the work before I move forward. I also completed a Grubhub, and then I decided to take 2 shipts that I drove to Levittown, Target. I took 2 individual ships, which paid me more money because they were individual and it was getting close to the end of the hour and the last hour of the day to deliver, and I delivered both of them with a minute to spare. I wasn't late. And a customer already gave me a 9 and change tip, so I already, that last double shop, I earned $40. And let's see if the other customer tips. So usually with Shipt, they come in strangling later on. That's how it works. So let's see if I'm in the mood to upload this video when I get upstairs. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. So that's my gig story for the past few days, and hanging in there, moving forward. I'll never forget the summer of 2025.